Hey guys, I'm here with your friend Eliza, and we were just having a really cool conversation about body image, and she was like, yo, let's capture this and kind of share what we were talking about. We both kind of agreed that in media today, body image, not just for females but males as well, is very, what would we say, concentrated and almost unrealistic.
Yeah, I mean, I think in many ways women feel and are given the impression that they should dress a certain way, act a certain way, and that they're really judged by how they look, their size, how they physically appeal to people from a very materialistic perspective. And women in general, or just humans,
Humans.
You know, human beings in general, we have so many beautiful qualities within us, and I think when we focus too much on the external, we totally miss out the opportunity of seeing the beauty within each individual. And for us as women, it's, you know, can be stressful and give extra anxiety and focus for ourselves to be in society where we're looked at a certain way, and we know that. So then, you know, we internalize this, and I think we judge ourselves often by how we look, and really criticize ourselves and spend so much time focusing on that versus being a better person and really being accredited for the values that are within us.
Exactly. I totally agree. We were saying that someone's identity can kind of be shaped by their body type or what they look like. And with that, when you get that on the outside, you kind of, like she said, internalize that, but it's not just society. That pressure from society makes us, as women, as humans, like she said, really judge ourselves and form our own identity based on what other people think of us, what we think of ourselves based on that. And not only form ourselves around that, but also judge ourselves and judge friend groups and just things like that, based on what goes on in the media, what goes on all around us. So that focus on an unrealistic body image, and it all starts in the media, to be honest.
Yeah, so what do you think women can do for themselves to distance themselves, or kind of be able to better analyze what we see in the media and know, I don't know, even think of themselves in a more positive light? Because I feel like, especially for young girls getting dressed in the morning, getting ready for school, maybe they focus on what they're wearing or the guy that they like, or you know, all this stress that it doesn't have anything to do with education, right, or the principles, or who they are inside.
Or
so
knowledge, intellect, stuff like that, personality. I just graduated high school, so growing up in a cliquey high school situation, I know girls who could not even look at their own bodies because they weren't comfortable with who they are. But the thing is, as humans, that's our body. It's who we are. It's our own skin, and we need to love that no matter what we look like. If you don't feel confident in who you are, if you're self-conscious, sometimes there really is no need for that, just because of the unrealistic body image. But if you have a realistic idea of where you want to be, you can always work towards that and get where you personally want to be, regardless of what other people think, whether that is what you want or not.
Yeah, and I think knowing what you want for yourself is much different than focusing on how other people perceive you. Yeah, because I know for myself, when I work out and I do yoga and I eat healthy, I feel great, you know, and I feel
good about yourself. Yeah, and it's not for other people. It's not oh man, I'm gonna look so good for this person. It's no, I feel good about myself. I feel confident in my own skin, and I feel good.
Yeah, and I think with that, you'll attract the right people, because when you focus on other people and looking, you know, good for them, it's you're
what
actually
happens when you're not.
Yeah, and you're devaluing who you are. You know,
Exactly.
people should really be attracted to you for who you are, you know, and that was a huge thing that I got out of actually this past week being here, was that, you know, really focusing on the attributes and the virtues within us, and looking for that within, you know, a guy, and a guy looking for that in a girl, versus how we look on the outside and things like this.
Yeah, most definitely. This past week, I formed friendships with people not based on how they look like in society. You may say like, oh, like I love that person's outfit, like they must be so cool, like the way they dress, the way they act, their social group, their body type, like wow, she has such a good figure, like she must be cool. But really here, like people's soul, like you get to talk to them, you get to have a meaningful conversation, and that's really what attracts you to them. Being able to talk to them in an intellectual way, not about just religion, but about life and like why we're here, our purpose. That is really what form these friendships and form these bonds and relationships with people, regardless of whether they were guy, girl, like what they looked like, their background, their socioeconomic status. None of that matters. Just all about the soul. And
yeah. And you, oh my God, it's the best. That's like the best way to connect, I think, and transform society even by that. Like simple relationships, our lives can transform by treating each other more like humans.
Yeah, and fellow, like
cohabitants
yes,
of this
as
environment.
One people.
Yes, one human race.
But also another thing we were just kind of talking about and reflecting on, and then we were like, whoa, this would be cool, so cool to share. In society, like you become friends with a guy, right?
Yeah.
And like they're like, oh, let's hang out, like let's exchange numbers, and you kind of pick up on it as like, oh, I want to spend time with you, like, oh, I'm kind of interested in you. But here, if people are like, oh, like let's hang out, like let's get together in the future, it's not like that. It's like, I appreciate you and I want to like get to know you better, but not in like an attractive way. It's like attracted to your soul and who you are, and like just wanting to spend time with you.
Yeah, that's so amazing, because I don't think I've seen that in any other environment.
No, most definitely not.
And it's really about, like, I know some women say, oh, I have more guy friends than girlfriends and this or that, and I connect more with guys, or I get catty with girls. And it's like, when you don't look at people for their gender, as you said, you know, you look at people for their soul, it like, oh my gosh, so much opens up, and you can really truly connect with people, because even if it's a girl or a guy and you focus on that, it will create barriers in the relationship, you know?
Exactly. Because you're defining them based on that, not based on what's within, which is what we were really talking about. So this week was kind of like a wake-up call to say, look at the people here, and we all kind of like share these ideas. We all kind of approach it the same way. But what if it was like that in the world that we live in? What if that was our reality? What if that was like truly how everyone approached life? And it'd honestly be amazing.
Yeah. And so that's in part what we're here to discover by sharing this with you guys. All right. Till next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.